I had the most epic dream last night. On March 21st, Mercury is going to align with Jupiter in Pisces. But that's not all. Then on March 23rd, Mercury is then going to align with Neptune. So Mercury becomes the second planet that is effectively going to bridge the energies of Jupiter and Neptune together. These two planets are inching toward a once in a lifetime conjunction. I mean, Jupiter and Neptune do conjoin every 14 years. But this one is particularly special because it's happening in Pisces. Jupiter is at home in Pisces, and Neptune, I think a lot of astrologers agree too, is quite cozy in Pisces. It's a combination that blends pretty well together. And we've seen some really beautiful things with Neptune in Pisces. It's been there since 2011. If you want to check out my other video on the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction for a deeper dive on what that aspect is about, I highly recommend it, as well as the Mercury in Pisces video. So this triple conjunction is going to offer a lot. There's a lot of different things we could talk about here. Number one is the doors of perception. So Mercury is our mind, and it's about to open. And the boundarylessness, the boundlessness of the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction lends itself to the way that we observe the world and of ourselves. So there's going to be kind of this sweet dose of psilocybin kind of coming in. Like, that's the best way I can describe it, is like a little microdose where any sort of mythos in the mind around inhibition or why we can't do something or why something isn't possible or feeling sort of hardened around something, maybe it's something from the past. I feel that Mercury's alignment with Jupiter-Neptune kind of expands our awareness to encapsulate a holistic tapestry view of the interconnectedness of all. And once we enter into that space, we are able to access a broader threshold of understanding for our place in the world and a broader understanding for maybe why certain things have transcended in our lives. And of course, we do live in a dualistic plane. There's a lot of suffering in this reality. There's a lot of unfairness in this reality. There's a lot of suffering. But I find, and I've worked in hospitals. I've seen some pretty tough places in this world. And I find that God is so much closer in those environments of suffering, because when you're given a sentence, so to speak, when you're given an ultimatum, there is your only option. You can fight it for so long, but really your only option is to settle into having faith that the universe is going to take care of you. And when you're in a place where the odds are sort of against you, those miracles become more palpable. Those miracles and kindnesses and compassions and synchronicities, they are just bigger gifts, and you feel more connected to something bigger than you. So Mercury's conjunction with Jupiter Neptune is that reminder that we are connected to something much bigger than ourselves. And Jupiter offers gifts of gratitude. So we can actually reach a full circle threshold here with forgiveness. I think forgiveness is such a huge theme with Pisces, and particularly with this triple conjunction here, where we can find gratitude even for some of the hardships that we've endured, because they've built us and made us who we are today, or they've shown us who our real friends are, or they showed us what love really is. And these are things that we can access with this triple conjunction. But it's like the contrast of what we went through kind of makes us reach this space of it's all love. And so Mercury's conjunction with Neptune and Jupiter can create the space for that. Now, that won't be everyone's experience, because we're all creators here and we're all having a different experience. But that is one way that we can see that. The other big thing is sort of the abandon of logic. We've been seeing that already with Mercury and Pisces, where I know I'm in Ohio and they just passed this they just made it easier to have a concealed carry, basically. They got rid of the training that they used to have and licensing. And so a lot of us are like, where's the logic in that? So there's just certain things that you might come across in the news or on the feed where you're just like, where did that come from? Where's the logic in that? I think people are more generous with their language right now. I think more people are an open book right now with these aspects where it's like people are more willing to share their personal experiences. People are more willing to share the realness because, again, Pisces is a water sign. There's a lot of emotions there. There's a lot of subjectivity there relative to someone's experience. There can be the sense of like feeling left out or feeling set apart from something that informs this alternate sort of sharing that's sort of coming through at this time. So there can be that experience too of oversharing or someone, I see a lot of people right now saying, I might delete this later, but blah, blah, blah. So this is just more, this aspect makes us more of an open book, which helps us to connect with our humanity. And it actually builds compassion and it builds a sense of unity because we realize that we're not the only people who might think or feel a certain way before we polish it up and share it with the rest of the world. So I think that this is a chance to feel connected to our human family. But yeah, the abandon of logic. There will be some typical Mercury retrograde type experiences that we can see where I know I was typing up the forecast for the week and I kept mistyping. Like it's like Mercury and Pisces. You're just sort of wanting to say it all at once or press multiple buttons at once. So typical Mercury snags are possible there, but we aren't really meant to be tapping into our logic brain as much right now. We're meant to be sort of divining and sensing and intuiting. That's what the gifts of this aspect want us to lean into. We can also see words of encouragement. Mercury is our communication style. So yes, we're more generous with our words, but also we want to uplift. We want to encourage. We want to offer hope. We want to offer words of healing, words of forgiveness. This is also brilliant for anything artistic or spiritual, anything like meditation, poetry, divining, anything that fits in there. Free writing, journaling, anything sort of formless or make it up as you go. If you're not feeling any of this, chances are you're feeling sleepy and spacey and unfocused, and that's okay. These types of alignments are really great for catching up on rest. And it's in those spaces too, we're dreaming. That's my last note for this combination is dreams. The dream plane is going to be very active right now. The type of dreams that are hard to come out of when you wake up, the type of dreams that are very vivid and you're wondering, what was that about? What was the message? So get your Asclepius talismans and oils ready because the god of dreams is ready to connect with us right now. So if you're feeling sleepy, that's two ways that you could connect with this energy in a pretty big way. So that's a little bit about Mercury's triple conjunction with Jupiter and Neptune. For more on how this aspect can manifest, definitely check out that Jupiter-Neptune incoming video that I already shared. And that is your astrology shot of the day. Till next time. Thanks so much for tuning in with me today. Book your next astrology reading with me by visiting my website, where you can also sign up for my newsletter and stay up to date on courses, events, and new articles. Bye.